works. And we're back here with the Telly and the Bigsby. And so, first thing we gotta do is take this plate. We gotta put the new pickup on it. Or put the pickup back on it, I should say. Because we need that in there so we know where to position the bridge just in case that back screw hole does not line up, which I'm pretty confident it will. See, we use these rubber pieces of surgical tubing on Tellys to mount the pickups, like in place of the springs, and they can be a pain in the butt sometimes. Stick it in there a little bit and try and get the piece of tubing in there. It really is convenient though if you're just changing pickups and they use the same screws, because then your springs don't flop all over like they would with a humbucker or your typical single coil. So we're going to have to drill these holes. We can't use that back hole. It's too far back. So what we're going to have to do is drill new holes for these. But first thing I want to do, at least with this middle hole because it's so close to where I'm going to be drilling, is plug the screw hole. So let me grab a plug and some glue and I'll show you how I do that. Alright, so I got my piece of plug here. It's basically just a small hardwood dowel, and I'm gonna put a little bit of tight bond on it. I'd estimate the hole to be about yay deep. So, we stick that down in the hole. Take my handy little flat back saw. Teeth are so tiny on this thing it won't scratch the surface. Alright, so before I was interrupted here, people ignore a recording sign on my door. So that is that. We will take a rag and wipe that little bit of extra glue off. And I'll let that dry until the glue is dry, and then I will go ahead and put the bridge plate in position. And the problem is with that hole is right here. So with the hole being right here, we have to drill up here. So I wanted to make sure it was plugged. Until then, I'm going to grab my pick. Position that where it should be. Mark my holes. So I got 1, 2, 3 for my holes. So as soon as that glue dries, I will drill my holes, I'll countersink them, and I'll kind of show you how that's done when it comes time. Alright, so we got our drill, glue's dry, we're going to go on our point there. That one's tough because it's right on that line. So now we should be able to mount our bridge with the 2 new screws or 3 new screws. With the right 3 screws. Those are for the Bigsby. I'm glad I looked. But I am going to countersink those just a little bit. Alright, so we got our countersink tool here. I do this by hand. Don't drop it like I just did. Thankfully it lands on the electronics guard. Yeah, see, if I had not plugged that hole, I'd be in that hole because it hits the plug right there. Alright, so we got a good countersink. This is a cool tool. I really like this thing. Machinist tool. But I like to use it on wood. So now we can sink our pickup and put our holes in. There's actually a 4th hole that goes up here, but I'm not putting that in yet. Middle one is still loose, so I have to tighten it up. But I always leave that one loose and tighten the 2 end ones first, that way it's perfectly centered, and then tighten that.